Yeah, and it's hot. You know what I mean?
It is hot.
We're still in this heat dome, which we talked about. Autumn, remember we talked about
Yes,
this?
the heat dome. You posted a fabulous explanation on Facebook.
Yeah. Well, we needed to understand.
Yes.
People need to understand what we're doing and
It's
what's
not the
going
kind
on.
of dome I like. It's not like the French lick dome.
No, oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I want to go there.
Yeah.
You've never been there?
Oh, it's so
Sad
awesome.
day.
Yeah.
Sad day
All
for
right,
you.
we're road trip.
Yeah.
We're in the Jeep. It's
In
the
the
hot,
Jeep with the top down.
and then we'll come back and have the hot girl summer.
Yep. I love it with buns.
Yeah,
Yes.
with buns.
Yeah, well, I
right.
mean, if you're
It
gonna
would be cool. Right?
do that, you
Yeah.
have to have the buns.
Yeah. So anyway, let's thank our sponsors this morning.
Sponsors: Walmart, Meadowview Healthcare, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Upland, Celebrity Home Loans LLC, NMLS 227765, and MLSConsumerAccess.org, and we are an equal housing lender. Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn, and Fox Curly Wealth Management.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Thank
almost
you.
to a tune.
You know, I rehearse this at home in the shower.
I love that. And
That's not a bad image at all.
Leather, rinse, repeat. She adds that. That's in there. That's one of your lines. I'm sure.
You know, it is what it is.
All right, this is the 16th day of June. Today is Bloomsday.
Like
Bloomsday.
Bloomingdale?
I guess so. Bloomsday. I was just like blooms, like a Bloomsday. I don't know.
Like a flower?
Like an
Yeah.
apostrophe S or just a
No, Bloomsday.
blooms?
Bloomsday.
I had to tell Camissa what a hydrangea bush was the other day.
Oh,
But I do have flowers still alive for 3 days now.
And that's a,
Right? Was it 3 days?
yeah. I
Remember
mean,
how the electric company used to like have how many days without injury?
Yeah.
We do this now with her. How many days are we alive with our plants?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I'm on
And so
3.
we're third day.
I pretty much
Listen.
have a green thumb.
It's looking good. I think you're a master gardener. Right? I didn't see that.
Camissa killed my hens and chick.
It's like a
No.
succulent.
That's
didn't
a
do that.
succulent.
Yeah.
No one
Yeah.
kills succulents.
No.
But I
Camissa.
did.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I won't ask you if I ever go out. Like, will you come water my flowers? No.
Oh,
You're
Well,
not
I'm on 3 days now.
Okay,
So
well, so you are.
Listen,
give me a minute,
You
I
guys
might be good.
are completely wrong. Bloomsday is a commemoration and celebration of the life of Irish writer James Joyce.
Does not say anything like that. No.
So
It actually have runners on there. It has runners, like people running. Running from him?
yeah, I don't like it's a festival.
Oh, well.
They
maybe that's
dress in Edwardian costume and gather during the day at many of the locations where episodes of Ulysses takes place. They have readings, performances, reenactments, and a host of other events.
Isn't there like a cheese roll somewhere? Remember where they roll the cheese?
What?
I don't know. So I guess Leopold Bloom is a protagonist of James Joyce's Ulysses.
Oh,
So he has his own day.
okay. There we go. All right. I appreciate you going on a little further.
Well,
than
you know, I'm curious because
Yeah. Okay, this is Corpus Christi Day,
Corpus Christi is in Texas.
also known as the Day of Wreaths and Feast for the Most Holy Body.
I like feast.
Fresh Veggies Day. So, Miss, if I was going to fix you some veggies, what would I fix you? What would you say? You get to pick your side today. What are you going to pick for your veggie?
Carrots.
Okay.
Wow, really?
Little fun fact.
Yeah,
And you know how you work with
Carissa's
somebody?
such
Did
a
you,
5-year-old.
I
Or
did you,
cucumbers. Cucumber is a vegetable.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Actually, I would change that
Actually,
to cucumber.
technically, cucumbers are a fruit, as are tomatoes.
They have
boy,
seeds.
that's a big controversy.
Do
isn't it?
you know what makes something a fruit versus a vegetable?
Seeds on the inside versus the outside.
Well, you gotta think of berries.
Okay, so let's.
Yeah, but
What-
the strawberry is the only berry with seeds on the outside.
But a fruit is a plant that starts from a bloom and grows. So, like tomatoes start from a bloom.
So they.
Squash are actually a fruit as well. And if I'm correct, actually raspberries and blackberries also have seeds on the outside.
So what would be a vegetable then? I mean, so what,
Vegetables, asparagus,
no, but I mean, how do they start?
they
Start from a bloom and
they don't start from a bloom.
Where do they start from?
And a lot of your
Like a
vegetables
pumpkin?
are
Would a
root.
pumpkin be a vegetable?
No, technically a pumpkin would be a fruit. Starts from a bloom. It's a squash. It's in the squash family. Here you go. I stumped you guys.
Okay.
I'm looking up vegetable definition so
Okay.
you guys know.
I remember learning this in home ec, and I remember that it was like weird. Some of the things that were like fruits that weren't or veggies. I don't
And
know.
cauliflower, broccoli, those are vegetables. And then, you kind of have this thing because you have like acorns and things that technically are, or peanuts are in the meat family.
Yeah.
And there's something weird about berries. I think, are they with the banana family? It's really weird.
A berry and banana.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right. Well, while you're looking that up, today is Fresh Veggie Day. What would be your vegetable of choice?
I'm going to go with asparagus or Brussels sprouts.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're coming in solid with those Brussels sprouts.
I
No,
love them.
She can
I'm
make it.
roasting them this week.
The way she makes her dish, though, I mean,
It's fantastic.
anybody would eat them. Yeah, if you didn't know, I mean, you
Yeah, I've
would,
never tried them, I guess, besides
Oh.
like the frozen kind, and they're not good.
No, they're not.
No.
No.
Rhubarb
Well,
is a vegetable.
what is
Rhubarb.
rhubarb is? Who had rhubarb? Somebody
I did. Had rhubarb strawberry coffee cake from Gina Hoskins.
totally, yeah. You had
Fantastic.
me wanting that, yeah.
It was fantastic.
Nobody makes that I know, yeah.
Anyway. Vegetable doesn't really have a good definition. A plant or part of a plant used as food.
Okay.
Yeah, that, or this is my favorite, a person with a dull or inactive life.
No way.
It's on here. Google
That's
says it.
hilarious. That's so funny.
All right.
All right, so
What's yours?
Okay, I would say green beans. I'm a green
I
bean.
would say green
Mm.
beans.
You know what I mean? You just can't be.
I love
eat a good-
snap peas. If I'm going to go raw, I'm going with snap peas. Would you eat green beans raw?
Yeah, I can eat. Yeah,
Really?
I'm weird.
I'm weird.
Yeah, I can do that.
Interessante.
I'd say green beans.
Corn
Okay.
is technically a grain. Just as you know.
All right. International Day of the African Child.
Ooh.
Ladies in baseball. Yeah.
I am a lady in baseball.
I little fun fact. And I'm by no means do I tell this very often because I don't have any superpowers in it. But I played on a women's league, and I was in. Well, I guess I was still in school, high school, and it was Kimball, and everyone around me was really good. So our team was really good, but everyone around me was
You know
really
what?
good.
That's what you
So I
do.
was just there. You know what I mean? Like.
You surround yourself.
You were
with
there for
people who
support.
are
Oh,
great.
was I ever? You guys got this. You got this. You
Yeah.
got it. You're good. You're doing good. Yeah.
Making us look great.
And they put me as catcher. And I tell you right now, you talk about bend and snap.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bending and snapping going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Well, at least
It
you
was
weren't
fun.
outfield.
well, no, and it was fun, and I was part of a team. You know what I mean? It was cool.
Yeah, and I feel like
They
for
were
the
really good
team
to
to be successful, like the catcher had to be pretty good. So give yourself some grace.
Nah.
Yeah, we played at you without catchers, so.
Okay, I know my role. Okay, yeah, we're going to put her as catcher. You know what I mean?
Just
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Matt's the
But I
catcher,
always had my
it's
hair and
not easy.
makeup done. Okay, on point. Okay, let's just.
In the catcher helmet,
Yeah, I always have your hair and makeup.
always have your hair and makeup.
Yeah,
That's Becky.
I was on point. You know what I mean?
Becky is the
Yeah.
mom that probably told her kids, make sure you always have on clean underwear because you don't know if you
That's
ever get in
totally-
an accident. And
My
they have to cut you.
my mom engraved that in me. Absolutely.
And my kids are going out the door, and I'm just
always.
like, do you have on underwear?
Yes,
Like,
yes.
I don't
You
even care if they're clean.
Yes.
Are they on?
Yes, yes,
Do you have on underwear?
yes. Well, no, that's true. That is true. And that's right. But all right, so ladies, yes, love that. National Career Nursing Assistance Day.
Ooh.
Yeah, hats off to everyone. And for those, I know a couple that are actually going back to school. I'm very proud of them for doing that. No matter where you're at in your life, if you choose to go back and
Yeah,
I think that's awesome. You know, what I mean, better
it
yourself.
is.
National Dump the Pump Day.
Dump the pump. I'd like to dump,
Dump the pump. I think everybody's wanting that. We did go down 1 penny.
We did.
Let's jump the pump.
Dump the pump.
The gas pump.
Yeah,
I'm going with gas pump.
Oh.
I guess that's what I'm doing. National Fudge Day. What kind of fudge? Autumn Scott Hall.
Robin Scott Hall is not a fudge person.
Ooh.
You guys had this. I thought we just had natural
Yeah, we
fudge.
did.
I'm thinking
We
that
did.
too. I have to.
Because Dennis was here.
And he was
actually.
like, my mom's peanut butter
Peanut butter
fudge.
fudge.
Okay, I appreciate you guys because I thought that too. Okay, I kept
We're
thinking,
not crazy.
okay, that's what I needed to make sure. I
Yes,
think we did
it would
have
have been
Dennis-
2 Thursdays ago.
Yeah, 2
Okay.
weeks. Dennis was here. I was not, or I came in late, but he went on a rant of how great his mom's fudge was.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
If she needed anything from him. That's what
Yes.
that was the bribery.
We listen.
Man, you did listen.
Yeah.
I'm very impressed. I hope
Yeah.
Dennis is hearing this because Dennis would be impressed to listen.
He's probably not.
Attention to detail, girls. That's wonderful. Well, I would
don't like
celebrate
fudge.
it. I like fudge. Yeah,
It's too
I don't-
sweet for me.
I don't have it very often, but I like it. National Vinegar Day.
I do love a good vinegar.
You know, it's amazing how much you can use vinegar.
Yes,
Your-
that's what I was thinking.
it's almost like your baking soda.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be used for so many different purposes.
Well, and if you don't drink your wine fast enough, it turns to vinegar. So
You know,
I
yeah.
should drink
Are
that
you
one
being
wine.
serious?
Absolutely. Sweet wine especially, not dry wine. Dry wine only gets better with age. Sweet wine, you have about a year's shelf life, maybe 18 months, and then it starts turning to vinegar.
Is the one on my desk vinegar?
Probably pretty darn close, because that's a
So you can
malt
actually taste the
reserve.
vinegar taste in it.
It has a very tart taste. You probably should drink that this weekend. Funny story about vinegar. I am a huge proponent of apple cider vinegar.
Yes.
And I take a teaspoon every time I remember to.
Yeah.
So I used to, when my kids would do things when they were younger, like say things they shouldn't say, or be mean to each other, or spit. All my kids went through a spitting stage.
Kids do that.
I would put apple cider vinegar in their mouth.
Okay.
Like I'd sweep my finger, put it in their mouth. Somehow along the lines, it got called the nasty.
Wait.
It got called the
If I,
nasty.
if I was watching your kids and we were standing there at the house and they said that, I would probably.
Yeah,
just-
well, it gets better. So, Kinley one time did something, and I did that, and she looked at like I gave her some, and it was bad enough. She got like a teaspoon. I don't remember what she did, but I know it was like you get a teaspoon, and she's like, "That's good." I was like, "You're."
Oh, I
God
love
love her.
that.
She's unchanged the world. But we were I think we were in Walmart one day, and one of the kids did something. I said, when we get home, you will get the vinegar.
Yeah.
And so in the middle of Walmart, and I don't even remember which kid it was, but they go, "No, not the nasty.
Wait.
Don't do the nasty."
Oh my
God,
god!
no.
So, of course, everybody is looking, and I'm just like,
Security.
that's when you just put your head down and you push your car out of the aisle. Like, yeah. So,
Autumn, that's so.
yeah, but to this day, my kids are older now. They're 6 and 9, and Max will be 12, and I still threaten with apple cider vinegar.
That's so.
Actually, I don't threaten. I actually do. But I kind of feel like it has health benefits, so it's not child abuse.
Yeah, no.
It's, like hot sauce and soap, you can't
Well,
do
years
that
ago,
stuff
they
now.
used to do soap.
But
Yeah,
years ago, soap wasn't antibiotic and didn't have all
Yeah.
the chemicals it
Yeah.
does now.
Yeah.
Which I understand.
No, right.
But like I'm just like, I do apple cider vinegar. I do a teaspoon a day.
Oh,
so
I know
don't
a lot
tell
of
me
people
it's
that actually put it like drink it every morning, like
Yeah.
warm water. They
yeah,
put a little bit
lemon,
in
a
warm
little
water.
bit of
Yeah.
ginger.
Mhm.
You do apple cider vinegar and
Yeah.
cinnamon and honey
Yeah.
and lemon, and that's excellent if you have like a cough that won't go away. Warm it up.
There you go.
Yeah. So yeah, I tell my kids they're not allowed to call it the nasty
The
anymore.
nasty, no more. Okay. This is also No Orange Clothes Day. I love orange. I love
I do
orange
too.
Wait, orange clothes or orange clothes?
clothes.
Like the color.
Like,
Don't wear the color orange.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You're kind of close there with that mustard yellow shirt. That gotted yellow.
I
love
love
orange and yellow.
I love orange. Yeah.
I think you have to have the right skin tone to pull off orange and yellow.
Ooh, we talked about skin tone yesterday a little bit. I mean, it's amazing, like colors, like how
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, because some people, like, you wear yellow and you look jaundiced.
Yeah.
You have to have a special,
Yeah.
you have to have a special skin tone, I think.
I love orange.
I don't mind dark orange.
Yeah.
Dark
Like
yellow.
a rusty orange.
Yeah. And I have a sweater that's like a rust orange that I really like.
Yeah. I have a jumpsuit like bright orange.
I'm not
It might look like
surprised. Becky might look like an inmate. when
I knew
she's
you were going to
wearing
say that. I
this.
knew you were going to say that. Yeah, but I never thought about it until I wore it, and then someone said something about that. I was like, what?
Wait, what did they say?
Well, you can imagine.
You look like an inmate, Becky.
Yeah. Basically, what Autumn just
I
said.
mean-
Yes. What did you do? What did you do?
And you're like, I like this. I thought it was
I know.
cute.
Did you see the earrings matching? I didn't,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think, yeah, I did not have a clue. I like orange. Okay, recess and I love fashion and I love different
Yeah, I love
clothing.
that.
I like, recess and it's fun for me. Recess at work day. You guys, that's where we jump out and we go get our hot girl summer on real quick at
Right.
Recess at
work.
summer. We probably have a little too much recess.
I
sometimes.
do not have too much recess. I work all the time.
That's hilarious. Okay, wish fulfillment day.
That's
Do you ever take
hilarious.
like what's the things you blow on
Dandelions?
dandelions?
Yes.
I guess and like make a wish. Remember that? Or
Yes.
do you ever take like a penny and make it's called wish fulfillment day? Do you guys make wishes on stuff like that?
Well, Becky, I do.
Do you?
Because I
I
think you
wondered
have
on
to
your-
keep a
yeah.
little bit of innocence in your
I
life.
love that.
And I let my kids do that. And we wish on shooting stars too.
Yes. Isn't it so cool when you see one?
Yes. And then I tell my kids, great, glad you made a wish. Now go make it happen. Because wishful thinking leads to nothing if there's no action behind it.
I love that. Do you remember? My mom was big redbirds. Make a wish. When
Yes.
I saw a redbird make a wish.
Oh,
Yes.
we have a redbird that attacks our house.
Well, I have one too.
It
and
really makes
there's-
you want you to make a wish.
No, I have one. No, I have several redbirds too, and I have one that's going for my window pretty hard.
Yeah.
Are you? And I'm really worried about him. And I'm like, you got to stop this. It's not going to be good.
Well,
It's
and I
not
don't
gonna
know
be
if it's
good.
the same one or if I have one on each side of the house. But like our dining room window always gets birds that hit it because I guess it's so big. But there's one redbird that keeps.
Well, they say there's something now because I had this and I kind of did a little bit of bird research, if you will. Not by no means am I an expert, but there's something in there that's shiny or something that they're seeing.
Well, they see their
That's-
reflection
Okay.
in the one window.
I don't know that there's. I don't know my windows are that clean. Okay.
Well, they see their reflection in the one,
Yeah.
and it's during their mating season they're trying to attack. But like my bathroom window, there's no reflection and it's a screen. Like he will actually attach to the screen,
Oh wow.
and I'm just like, what is your problem?
So okay, so hang on. So okay, that window is the clean window of mine. Yeah, because the other one would have great dang nuzzles lower.
We get birds that hit that window all the time in my dining
So
room.
that is. So are they mating then? Trying to mate? Is that
So they're trying to scare off. So the red cardinals are the males.
Yeah.
Female cardinals, like all female birds, are dull,
I
so
know.
they can camouflage.
Which is totally opposite of women.
Yes. Yeah. Well, we don't
I
need to
I
camouflage.
explain this to my husband. We have this talk all the time. You know what I mean?
But so like if you have a red bird, he's hitting the window because he thinks it's another red bird and he's trying
Okay.
to scare him away
Okay.
because he doesn't want anybody in his area. Out of the plethora of useless knowledge.
I think I saw him out there trying to beat his chest. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Like, come on.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's do this. You know what I mean?
Challenge. Now we don't even. Now we're just like, it's the red bird. But I do wonder if it's the same one just flying around my house, or if like I have one on each side. I don't know.
He's a beast. I'm telling you.
He's
Very protective.
wide
Yeah.
territory. I guess.
Very much so. Very much so. All right. This is also World Sea Turtle Day.
Oh, it is sea turtle season.
Are they laying their eggs? What's that mean?
Yeah, April through October.
Oh, do they lay?
They lay their
Have you
eggs.
gone and seen that happen? I'd like to see that
Well,
happen.
we go
Have you?
to.
Yeah, my aunt's a marine biologist, so we used to go with her during the summers.
That's cool.
Well, that's a little,
Did you get to see them?
a lot of
act?
cool.
Did you
Like,
see them
walk
off to
to
the
the-
ocean?
yeah.
That's kind of cool.
And like shelter houses down there, like at night, they'll always have red lights because they'll go towards the ocean versus coming up there.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, if you're on like the public access beaches, all the lights turn red after like.
Red or orange.
Mhm.
I know in Sarasota they're orange.
Yeah.
So that means don't go on the beach.
No, it means that's what they use to kind of signal the turtles to go to the water versus up towards like the parking garage and the shelter houses to go the right way. They will not go towards that light. They will go towards the water.
Because sea turtles usually are hatched on a full moon, and the
Mm-hmm.
moon reflecting on the water is what draws them into the ocean. And so everybody along the ocean cannot have white lights because it will confuse them. They'll see the white light and think that's the way they need to go.
And they're actually colorblind. Like there's some sort of color spectrum
Yeah.
to it too.
Oh, this is way cool.
So
I know. I really want to see all that.
that's
cool.
why
Yeah,
they
yeah.
use the red or the orange because it doesn't get their attention.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. That is way
Yeah.
cool. Well, and I think that that you can adopt one, and this is cool. They'll actually they have a sensor on it, and you can watch it. Like you can actually,
Yeah.
that's
you
a
have
fun thing
trackers.
to do. A family.
You
yeah.
have a turtle?
No,
I thought you were about to say, we have a turtle.
We adopt a turtle, and then like they'll send you like you can see like where it's at, like because Robin had one, and what she did was like he would like go down of a night, like they hide of a night from predators, and then swim during, or it was either I can't remember which way it goes. Maybe it was hide during the day for predators, and then swim at night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like miles. You know,
they travel a long way.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's just. I mean, they're really cool.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
That
would be cool to adopt one.
Well, I'd like to go see them hatching. That'd be cool.
We last year, so we go to Sarasota almost every year, and we were gonna go to Gulf Shores this year, but it's so expensive. Anyway, so they have nests because if you go out like to the beach, they'll have like the nest
Roped off.
because I guess it's like a federal offense to mess with turtles.
Oh, I think so. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, you know, it's nature. You know,
Yeah.
and they really need their privacy.
So we did get to see a nest last year. We didn't get to see any born. Like,
So does
or
one
walk or-
turtle produce how many eggs approximately?
a
I mean,
lot?
because it looks like a lot. Or is that two turtles?
How many turtles, Camissa?
Two turtle toes.
I don't know.
I think it's
I mean,
like
I think it's a
100.
little.
I
yeah,
know.
I think
so
it's quite a bit.
one
but
turtle can produce 100 babies.
I'm
You talk
Googling
about
I
a
don't know
mother
if it's
today.
that much,
Is it the
but
dad that does it or the mom?
I think the mom.
Okay.
I thought the seahorse
You know
was
how
the
into the
only
fish
male.
Seahorse, I think, is the only
Seahorse?
male. The seahorse, yeah. How many does it? What's it called? The sea turtle.
Yeah, it's
Sea turtle lay. I love that none of this is scripted.
I
As
know.
we're
This
Googling
is like
things.
totally live radio right here. And well, these are fun facts that people always want to know. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I
These are
guess
things that
I
we-
never really thought about it until you asked me.
Well, because it like I've only seen photos, and it looks like there's a lot of babies, and I'm like, is that two turtles, or is that like a herd of turtles, or
So it's estimated that only 1 out of 1,000 hatchlings will survive.
wait, that's sad.
That is sad.
So like, I guess predators get them or what? Or like,
Yeah, I mean,
you think of how many actually?
so
are dead
they have many natural predators, including birds, crabs, fish, and mammals like raccoons. Why do you have raccoons on the beach? Is that a thing? Okay, but the female adults can lay thousands of eggs over their lifetime. So, did you find how many per?
Yeah, it'll say they usually do 2 to 8 nests a season, and there's about 110 eggs in a nest, depending how many clutches they lay. Their clutches would be their groups of eggs.
Ooh, also called snake eggs are also called a clutch.
Is it?
Yes.
now. I'm not really crazy about the snakes. I can do turtles, but snakes.
Yeah, that's where I draw the line.
Well, you know,
All right.
snakes don't bother me.
I went to
Okay.
this yard sale over the weekend, and there was this really cute, like, outdoor, like, little Tykes play thing. And I was looking at it, and then I saw a snake skin beside it. Vetoed my choice.
She was out.
I was
I'm
out.
out.
Lily
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you can just have it for $10." I was like, "No, I don't want it."
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, because what if the snake was up in there
What
or
if it
something?
was? You know that happened at my daughter's. I took my daughter to camp,
Mhm.
and I have a tradition, real quick. We were going to Bible or church camp,
Yeah.
and I always like one thing I like to do as a mom. I always made her bed and get her all ready. You know, we're going to drop her off and leave her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that was kind of my thing. You know, to put her because you always have to bring your sheets and your pillowcases and stuff.
Right.
So I was on top of. She always liked the top bunk. So I was on top of the top bunk, and I raised the pillow up to move it so I could put the sheet on, to fit the sheet, and there was a snake. I was screaming, and I could not get myself together. I could not be cool at all. I
That
was
snake was probably like, lady,
lady.
you're
So
hurting my head."
I was like, so then I can't get down. I'm on the top bunk, going back and forth, running, or like going back and forth and
Gosh,
screaming.
I wish I would have had this on camera.
Yes, I know, it was horrible.
Okay, so did she stay in that bed?
Finally, Greg White, I jumped him, just jumped on him, to get me off. And so
And
no,
this was not the kind of jumping Greg like White likes.
no. This was like a wrestler. You know how the wrestlers stand up on the pin or whatever and go
Yeah.
down. Oh yeah, it was like a smackdown. Yeah. And then this guy, that actually and his daughter was there too. She was on the bottom bunk.
Oh
so
gosh,
he went
she's like,
he
so
got
this
the
is who
snake.
my kid's rooming with.
Yeah, I know. So he got this wild mom. Yeah. So he got the snake, and I wanted him to kill it, but I know he didn't. He said he took care of it, but I know what he did. He went and let it go. You know what I mean?
Well, depending on the type of snake, you really don't want to kill them.
I know, Autumn, but
You have to
hey,
take care of the
so then,
rodents.
so then I'm like, let's pack up. We're going home.
You're
You know what I
not
mean?
staying.
You're not staying. My baby is not staying here. Well, then everybody convinced me, it's okay because what had to happen? They just opened the cabins. Like this was the first group that was coming,
Yeah.
and like they cleaned the cabins, but they for some reason just missed this beautiful. It was a big snake too. I still have the vision of it. Of course, as the story goes on, it gets bigger. It's going to be a python by the time when I'm 80 years old.
Also non-poisonous.
Like I was dropping my kid off to church
it's
camp
just
and
like
I saw a python on the bed.
It was an anaconda.
You know my shark story. Remember, I went from how many feet? Now I'm up to 8 feet in one shark encounter.
Well, did you guys see that story of the lady who had the snake on her front door?
No.
It was on her hanger, and she opened her door, and the snake
getting
caught her
cold
like
chills.
right above the eye. I was like, oh, that's
Like
Yeah.
it bitter?
yeah, it bit her like right here on the eye.
No.
She opened the door because her cat
Ooh.
was screaming.
No, I don't want to do them. I just
I
don't want
have been bit by a snake before.
You have?
You
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we used to have
Why?
Did you have to
snakes.
have it sucked out?
No, it wasn't poisonous. We had a Canadian red-tailed boa. And
You had it? I mean, like as a pet?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
You had a snake as a pet?
I've had multiple snakes as pets.
Fun fact, never knew this about Autumn.
So-
okay. Well, we're not
No,
having
I am
hot
not
girl summer at your house, okay?
So, well, I don't have that now.
Hot girl summer at Becky's in the pool.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Not now, I don't. But we
No
have
Slytherin
one.
friends allowed.
And so, we let it out to stretch or whatever. Well, at the time where we
Stretch?
lived, like we had the kitchen and there was a hallway.
I'm picking up on her words too. Stretch.
Well, they're in this little tank.
That's-
It's like
I mean, that makes sense because they're always curled
it's
up.
like
Like I
5,
can
6
imagine.
feet long. I mean, think about how you would be all bundled up
Oh.
in a cage. But so in this hallway, we had like a hallway
Yeah.
and then the kitchen, and like separating them were like rails. It was really weird. But anyway, I came home.
And the snake was out.
Well, we forgot the snake was out, and so I'm walking, and like it's right there by my head, and I'm like, oh crap, because the air conditioner is right there blowing on it because the air conditioner was in the kitchen, and I'm like, oh my gosh, because if the snakes get cold, it kills them or something. I don't know.
And
They
you're
have
like,
to
is my
stay
snake
warm.
dead?
I'm like, I got to put Bo back in the cage because it had the heat lamp and the rock or whatnot. So I get it off, and it's really hard because it's very lethargic because the air is blowing right on it. Put him in the cage, shut the cage, go walking, and my finger is bleeding.
Oh.
And I'm like, what? Maybe because you're like, what happened? So I go and wash it in my hands. 2 little puncture marks. I'm like, that stupid snake bit me.
You didn't even know it bit
Oh, no,
you?
I didn't feel it. But I was
Why
like,
did you not feel it?
I guess because it wasn't trying to hurt me. I don't know.
Like it was just like, don't
it
leave
was
me out
like-
next time.
Yeah, probably.
I
But 2 small puncture marks, and I was like, huh. And people make a big deal out of snake bites.
I know. Well, have you ever seen John Wayne? If you ever even watched the westerns, I mean, you take these serious. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well,
These snake bites. I don't mess
that's the
around.
only
Yeah.
experience I have, and
Well-
it was not a big one.
I just want to say I did leave her at camp. I let her stay because we had Jesus on our side.
That's right.
It was a church camp.
Jesus isn't afraid of
That's
snakes.
right. Nope. So I thought, you know what I mean? And so she wanted to stay. We cleaned it all up and made sure, and I put perfume. I did like a dog marks his territory. I did everything to let those snakes know that Mama Bear's here, and you better not be messing with my baby. So I did every perfume smell that I could around that bed, and she had a wonderful time. But anyway, yeah, note to self.
I'm just imagining being the other little girl there and being like, okay,
Okay, your mom's
my cabin
crazy.
at church camp smells like Bath and Body Works.
That's exactly right. You talk
like-
about a kush. Yeah, that's exactly right.
When you're like, no wonder Becky's kids want to come to camp. They're away from her for a week. I mean,
Hey, I ain't leaving my babies with no snacks, okay? Yeah.
I can't
But yeah,
imagine.
Jesus, yeah. So we were.
well, it does say that Jesus will crush the snake. under
Yes,
its
and so
feet.
I had all that.
there you
Yes, and so we did pray. We were good. So I felt good. But anyway, it was kind of hard to leave her. Honestly, it was a little bit. But okay. But anyway, real quick, I do want to say this, and I'm going to switch gears real quick because I want to get onto our subject. So things to do to make you a morning person. For anybody struggling to be a morning person, I'm a morning person. You know what I mean? I'm the person that could be obnoxious to people that are not morning people because I wake up happy. You know what I mean? Usually, I am one of those.
I'm one of those.
I'm one of those.
I don't
okay?
But I feel like you're a night owl too.
I give it pretty hard. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I can do.
Like,
can
I
do
feel like
that.
you're
Yeah.
just a people person in general.
Yeah, I do
not
like it,
me.
yeah.
I'm a
Yeah.
what is it? Perpetually exhausted pigeon.
What?
Like I'm no morning bird. I'm no night owl. I'm just an exhausted pigeon.
I
That's not
So,
true.
Here's
That's
what it
not
says
true.
to do. So, if you are looking for 6 tricks that can make you a morning person, number 1, do it in stages, not all at once. If you're always tired in the morning, you might need to go to bed earlier, but don't try to change overnight. Start getting to bed 15 minutes earlier each night to let your internal clock adjust little by little.
Baby
Okay.
steps.
Baby, do we talk about that all the time? Baby steps. Okay, number 2, open curtains and turn on lights as soon as you wake up. Light tells your body it's time to be alert and active. That happens slower if your place is too dim. So, like if you
Get one of those sunrise alarm clocks. They're
Oh.
fabulous.
would love to have one of those.
You have one?
I have 3 in my house.
Do you really?
So what is it?
Yeah, it's a sunrise alarm clock because let's be honest, I'm not going to jump out of bed and open my windows, especially when it's 100 degrees outside. So you can get these alarm clocks, and so what it is, you set your alarm clock, and then you set the time you want the sun to rise. So like if mine's set for 6:30, then it starts to light up 30 minutes before. So at 6 o'clock, it starts really dim, and then it gets really bright. And at 6:30, when I want to wake up, it's like bright white light. And so it triggers to your body, even though you're sleeping, it triggers that, hey, the sun's rising, get up. It's really great in the winter.
Yeah.
Especially for those that have the
Seasonal
depression,
anxiety disorders.
Yeah.
And then you can do music if you want. I usually don't need it, and I have one for each of my kids' rooms. I have 3 kids, but they have it in their rooms.
So this is the way I used to wake my girls up every morning. Good morning, starshine. The earth says hello. I need that one, like
That's
one
not
that's glowing.
What do you
that
mean
song.
you used to wake?
Glibby, glibby, glibby,
Good
glibby. That's just,
morning, starshine. The earth says hello.
no, that's not the way I sing it.
That's the way it
Above
goes.
us, we twinkle below.
I sing my daughter
Okay.
Beautiful Dreamer.
So, oh no,
That's how I wake her up.
oh, you know I love that. Yeah, I love that. No, I would be. Yeah, I could not. No,
Brinley's like touching a bear with like a stick.
You need to get her a sunshine clock.
yeah,
like,
you
I'm
can
like,
sing to her every
"Sissy."
morning.
Okay,
My
I'll come
girls
back
like-
in a little bit.
Yeah, there were pillows that would
It's a
fly every
process.
morning, and that's the way. And then when they actually learned that there was a real song, they never knew that was a real song. They thought I just made that up. They were like, "Oh my gosh, that's a real song." I'm like, yeah, it
Earth
is.
You
Yeah,
says
think, you think I'm that good?
yeah,
Well, I am, but
yeah, not that good.
I don't think
smart
I've
with my
ever
money.
heard that song.
Good morning, starshine. You don't
The
know
earth
that song?
says hello. You twinkle above us, we twinkle below. Glitty gloop gloopy, glibby globby glooby.
Is that what it says? Glitty glue blobby.
We're moving on. We're moving on, Becky. What's number 3? Number 3. I got top rates
I'm
today.
over here dying, I know. Hold on. Be consistent in your sleep schedule. Don't sleep in or switch it up too much on weekends. Number 4, don't hit snooze. Okay, I was going to hit these. Number 5, take melatonin.
Ooh, I can't take melatonin. It gives me bad dreams.
I don't know that I don't want to be reliant on something, or I don't want to have to like rely on something.
Well, there is some kind of study that states that your body, the way we have abused our bodies and with screens and things like that, we actually have reduced the natural melatonin that our body makes because we always have these screens in our face right before bed as I throw my phone on the floor.
Yeah.
Like
That is
this.
one thing I
Yeah.
don't do, and I feel like it really helps me.
Yeah.
They say not to do that.
Yeah.
And so people take melatonin because their bodies aren't producing it correctly. It gives me extremely vivid dreams, so I choose not to take it.
Oh,
I'm already a
Okay.
vivid dreamer.
NyQuil does that to me.
I try not to take
Like-
anything but vitamins.
I know whenever I'm sick and I'll like take like NyQuil or like Mucinex, like my dreams are about to be wild.
yeah,
Like-
it's gonna get crazy.
Yeah.
It's like I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna rest.
All right, number 6, real quick. Try the RISE method. We already covered a few of these, but here's what it stands for. R is for refrain from hitting snooze. I is for increase physical activity in general. S stands for shower or splash water on your face. And E stands for exposure to light as soon as possible.
Autumn says, get up
There you go.
when you get up to go pee in the morning, because everyone does.
It says the earth says hello.
Gloopy, gloop, gloopy.
I
Go
can't
brush
get that
your
out
teeth.
of my head.
Go brush your
Do
teeth.
that when you get up to go pee
Yeah.
and you wash your hands. Go ahead, brush your teeth, drink water, and then you're good. Because really, after you brush your teeth and it's minty and it's fresh,
Yeah.
who's gonna go back to sleep?
Right.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Yeah.
I mean, so get up.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to like drink your coffee with like fresh toothpaste brush too.
Yeah. Well, and if you have ever read The Miracle Morning, which I'm a fan of, it talks about counting down instead of counting up. So, and this is why I hate when parents do this. But you know, instead of being like 3, 4, 5, because counting up is always infinite. Like there's no end. If you count down, like 3,
When are we
2,
counting?
1, like if you're counting to get up. I'm just saying
Oh.
in general.
I'm like, what are we
This gets
counting?
lost a lot. But you count down, it triggers your brain for action.
Yeah.
So like if you're laying there in bed and you want to get up,
Yeah.
then if you count down 3, 2, okay, I'm gonna get up, 3, 2, 1, it triggers you like your body naturally wants action. I love that you guys are laughing at me and I'm being very
No, I want
serious.
action over here. I'm over here. No,
I'm an action person. I
I
don't have time to sit and wait.
I just don't
ain't got
like,
time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah.
No.
like in my head, I'm trying to think about like in the morning,
I
being
wouldn't
like,
do that
I
tomorrow morning. I want
really
a full report of that.
need to get up. Like if I'm dreading getting up, I'm definitely gonna dread counting. Like
No,
I'm not
just-
gonna choose
No,
to count.
I want you to count in the morning. I want to hear
I'm
a
serious,
report.
try it though, and you'll see because
That's
it
right.
naturally, even though you don't feel
Adam
like it,
Scott always has. She has tricks up her sleeve.
it is.
I'm just
Yeah,
gonna stick
she
with the
does.
brushing the teeth.
Yeah.
Do that too.
Brush your teeth and count
But
down.
you have to get up. I mean, because if you think about it, your bladder counts down for you. Because really, your bladder's like, listen, get up or have a mess. Like, these are your
And you don't want to
choices.
clean it up,
I just
so
wet my pants because I was counting down.
it wasn't to 1 yet though.
Yeah,
But if you were counting up, you have a point. Like you
Yeah,
just
you
keep
count up,
going,
you
and then
keep
you really
going.
have a mess.
well, I'm just talking
There's
about
wisdom over here. I promise. I
Like,
know.
Stick
She
around,
brings
kid.
things to the table. Let me tell you,
Stick
there's a
around.
lot brought to the table. over
You know what
here.
else is being brought
Okay,
to
let's
the
do
table
this.
right now?
Yes, for interest rates because
I'm going to tell you, interest rates have doubled.
and
in the
everybody's scared to death. Autumn, let me tell you, word on the street. Okay,
I know word on the street. I hear it. But
Yeah.
go ahead.
no, I mean
Go
no,
ahead.
everybody's okay. You have this just announced, and when it was announced, they were like, oh no, this is gonna be horrible. And so now lay it on the line. Tell us.
Well, rates are raising. And really, they should have raised a long time ago.
Okay.
Anybody, and I'm going to stress this. I'm going to stress it and stress it. Fed's just actually knocked us up 75 bips yesterday. So, I am going to say, though, anybody who has ever bought a home in the last 20 years have seen these rates before, and it does not scare them.
Okay.
However, you have a new age of home buyers, millennials, and even Gen Zs. Now I have some Gen Zs, which blow my mind.
What's me? What am I again?
You're at the tail end of millennial. What year were you born? 88, 89?
95?
Oh my gosh. Oh, you're a Gen Z, I think.
Yeah, I
don't know.
think that's what we figured out.
Yeah, you're a Gen Z. No. Yes. No, I don't know. Yes, you are, because Max is a Gen Z too. So millennials and Gen Zs, like they're used to these rates. Google it. I'm pretty sure I'm right. I could be wrong. But they've seen these rates in the last, 5 to 7 years of low 3s, 2s. Like my mom asked me about refinance. I'm like, you're a 2% interest rate. You're not refinancing.
Right,
Like
right.
they're,
Yeah, you're good.
And so now that we're up at 6, I mean, I locked one over 6% the other day, and it's like they're concerned. They're, oh my gosh, rates are so high.
Yeah.
And not that I want to age myself, but I do feel, a little bit old when I say this. 16 years ago when I started, rates were 8 and 9%.
Yeah.
So 6% still is not bad.
Right.
Like in the late 80s, early 90s, before Camissa was born, God love her,
Before we had little Camissa.
Yeah.
rates were 10, 12%. So 6%, and I think of it this way too, and I tell people, listen, you're paying 24% on your credit card.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So yeah, we're not back in the 2s and 3s, and that kind of stinks, but you're still not in a 10%, 10, 12% interest rate.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you're not going to buy a $350,000 home. Maybe you need to look at the 260, or
Right.
maybe you're not going to buy a 260 and need to look in the 170. But the 6-7% interest rate is not the end of the world. We've been through this before.
Okay, and that's good news. So we need to remind
That
everybody
is
of
good
that.
news.
It's okay. We've
My
seen this
credit
before.
card interest rate on my best credit card is 17%.
Oh, wow.
I don't keep the balance on that, but I mean, like, that's an excellent rate on a credit card,
Uh-huh.
I'm a third of that on my interest rates.
Right. Yeah.
Like, you're not
For a home,
for a
not
home,
luxury
not-
spending or
you know.
purchases.
So do keep that in mind. And again, here's the bad thing about the market right now.
Okay.
We are still in a housing shortage. But with rates going up, people will be able to spend less, which means your house values are going to come down a little bit because your house is only worth what the houses around it are worth.
Right. Yeah.
So, we're in a huge deficit right now of homes in between 85 and 130,000. And we have a lot of people that's where they're needing to look at. Until we bring down this inflation, you're not going to get those homes
Right.
because it's costing more to build them. So as painful as this is right now, and it is a little painful because instead of doing it, the issue is that instead of doing it slowly over the last few years, we've had a knee-jerk reaction, and rates have, like I said, rates have tripled in the last 3 to 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
That's a knee-jerk reaction, not a slow, steady reaction.
Right.
Which causes panic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And heads up, they're probably raising rates. The Feds are going to probably raise the rate 2 more times this year. So
I think in this early months ago, you had talked about this happening.
we warned you.
Yeah, you did.
We
you did.
told
this
you.
This was yeah, you did say that.
We told you. We're not liars.
No.
Not
I'm
on
saying.
purpose.
So this is like. So we knew this was going to trickle down and going to happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is. It is.
But it's hard
coming.
to hear because they're when they make a big deal about it.
Yeah,
You know,
and inflation drives on everything. When gas is $5 a gallon and groceries are up 24%, it's scary. And here's the thing, though, that I'm still going to come back to. I was talking to somebody yesterday because they said, "Well, I don't know. We may just rent." That's okay. That's your choice.
Absolutely.
Like, you have that option, but please keep in mind your rent is going to raise as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Rent is. I got a notice yesterday. My phone bill is raising $30 a month. And I'm just like, seriously? Like, you're not adding any new lines.
Yeah.
Like, that's life. Everything is raising.
Yeah.
Everything is going up.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to go on a, what's that called? I'm going to go on the pirate walks the plank. I'm going to go on a plank here.
Okay.
So some people may want to throw me off.
Okay.
But when you are raising salaries, I'm seeing signs start at this fast food restaurant, $15, $16, $17
I
an
saw
hour.
$18 the other day. Yeah.
When you are raising wages, it's kind of a dual-edged sword because guess what else gets raised in order to cover those wages? You can't scream, I want $15, $16, $17, $20 an hour, but I still only want to pay $1 on my dollar menu. I saw the other day.
Which is non-existent.
No, it's gone now. I saw the other day and I was almost blindsided. Went through go through fast food restaurants to pick up the salad that I like to eat, and it has increased in price by almost $4. Instead of being $6.89, it was like 10 something.
Oh my
What
God.
salad do you like?
I'm not saying that on the air because I don't want to throw anybody under
Right,
the bus.
right.
Ask me later.
Yeah, that's
But-
I appreciate that. Yeah, because we're not here to. We're just
Yeah.
trying to.
This is just
facts.
life.
This
This
is
is
just
the
the
I
reality.
just didn't know.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I could get a salad for lunch, so I'll ask you later.
Yeah. But it's like, okay, well, this is also the place that is having to
Well, they're
hire
feeling
people.
it, yeah, but they're also feeling it because you can't get
Right.
people. So,
Right.
So you have you talk about it like a cycle going on. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You
And
know.
so that's, I'm not saying that in a way to bash them. I'm not.
No, it wasn't that. It's just, it is what it is.
That is the reality.
Yeah.
And so you have a decision to make. And this is something that, we talk about, Justin and I have talked about in our own finances. Again, and we have preached this and we have yelled this, you are responsible for your finances.
Yeah.
That falls on you. Guess what? Autumn probably is going to have to go buy the stuff to make her own salad for a couple weeks.
Mhm.
Because if I spend $10 a day eating out on a salad, guess what? That's $50.
Yeah.
A week.
A week
Yeah.
on salad.
Yeah.
That's
on salad.
$200 a
On
month.
lettuce.
Well, I get other things, but
But I mean,
But yes, it is.
Yeah.
and it's like, okay, guys, I was kind of thrown a fit the other day because there are not fits, but I'm human too. We don't make.
Yeah.
I'm not rolling the money hand over fist, unlike some people think. So when I see that now drinks are what were they, $3.50?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I told Camissa, we went out and ate the other day, and I'm like, drinks are $3.50. I can go buy a whole box of tea for $3.50.
Yeah.
But you have to remember, you pay for service.
Inconvenience too.
Inconvenience.
Yeah.
And so if that's something that you are still going to pay for, you don't get to complain about it.
Right.
You have a choice. You either change your lifestyle and maybe do it yourself, or you suck it up and you take care of it because they're in the same position as everybody else. You know, I promise you, the majority of businesses around here are not trying to be greedy corporate businesses.
Oh, no. They want to keep the doors open.
Raising,
Yeah.
you know.
And the food costs for them. I
Yeah.
mean, they're purchasing food, and food is expensive, you know, for them.
Same thing on the back end. Like, our rates have risen. I mean, we're now, like I said, I locked up over 6%. I'm not pocketing that difference.
No.
As a matter of fact,
still losing.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, you know, we've talked about, I mean, here's just where we're at as a market. You know, on the back end, we say what's called paring out. So if you get a 6, you know, used to be you get a 3% rate, that was a par rate. That means you're not paying for your rate. You're not discounting it. I'm not paying for it. I'm not making anything extra off of it because lenders get what's called a yield spread on the back end. You get a certain percentage. That's the par rate. It takes care of the percentage I get that you're not paying different. So it used to be we were able to par out. Well, now we can't par out. Now it has been the last 3 weeks. I'm getting hit anywhere.
Longer than 3, I think.
Well, a while. I'm getting hit anywhere from 2 to 3% just to lock that rate. Well, that means I'm not making anything. I'm losing money to do your loan. So that makes my closing costs higher because now, in addition to all the regular fees I have, I'm not paying 3% for your rate because then I'm working for free and I've got mouths to feed too.
Sure.
I might meet you, but now you have to pay that 3% for your interest rate on top of your regular closing costs. So now instead of $3,500, depending on your loan amount, you might be up to $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. Because and it's not me being greedy. That's what the market is, and I can't par you out, and that stinks.
Yeah.
Because it used to be, hey, for $3,000, I can knock my interest rate down 2 points.
Right.
Well, now you can't. Now you're just parring out. Now you're just making ends meet. And so that kind of stinks because not only is your interest rate higher, but now your closing costs are higher.
Yeah.
And
and that's a big thing whenever people are looking at purchasing and that's big. That's a big part of their decision. Well, how much is it going to cost me?
Yeah,
right.
Because
to do
that's part
this,
of it.
you
Now
know.
I don't even have to worry about down payment.
Yeah.
Now I'm also
worried about
and so it makes it a little bit trickier. We've had to, you know, step back and we've had to say, okay, maybe we're making a little bit less on loans now to get the loan closed because we still, you know, ultimately our goal is still to put people in homes. You know, and again, and this is what I've, you know, Dennis and I've talked about. I've told Camissa and Rachel, this is not new. We go in cycles. This is part of the cycle. Okay, we've had an excellent 2 years of low rates and, you know, closing loans all the time. This is part of the cycle. There's always a cycle. And you know what? This may be a cycle for a while and then it'll go back up. But the market has to correct itself.
Right.
So that means right now, I'm not saying it's a bad time to buy homes. It's not a bad time to buy homes because, again, 6% still is not bad.
Right.
And when you think about it, if you are renting, and I still go back to this, you're still paying a mortgage or just paying somebody else's.
Yep. Yeah. And like something I saw, if you do get locked in on a mortgage where you are paying 6%, a good way to look at that is you're already just going to pay towards your equity. Like if you know long term you do want a mortgage, you don't want to rent, then refinance it once you have some equity and rates go back down. That's always an option for you. Waiting, then you're not gaining any equity off of your rental.
Right.
Like Autumn said, you're just paying
So-
someone else's.
So if I came, or if someone came and got a home loan from you for 6%, then let's say in a year or so, it did drop back down, maybe to 4 or 3 or whatever. You can refinance. See,
You can
So-
always do a rate so you have different types of refinances.
And you do that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You have different types of refinances. You have what's called a rate and term refinance. And what that means is I just want to lower my payment. I just want to, my interest rate is 8%. Now they're 5. I want to refinance and get the lower rate. That's a rate and term. That's your only goal, is just to lower your payment. You're not pulling any money out. You're not, or sometimes we have people that say, hey, I'm in a different position. I originally did this at a 15-year or a 30-year mortgage. I've been here 3 years. I want to change it to a 15-year mortgage. And they'll refinance just to shorten their term.
Okay.
Those are rate and term. You're not pulling any equity. You're just adjusting the terms of your mortgage. And then you have a cash out refinance, which is, hey, I owe $100,000 on my home. It's worth $280,000. I want to pull some cash out, and we've talked about this to consolidate credit
Yes.
cards or whatever.
Mhm.
So there are different types of those refinances that you can do.
Right.
Obviously, if you just do a rate and term, your rate's a little bit more favorable because you're not pulling equity. Whereas on a cash out, you kind of have a little bit higher because you're using your equity. You're at a little bit of a higher risk, but you can absolutely do a rate and term. No question, no issues.
Right.
Well, and then that's the thing too. Just back to Autumn's point of this 6% really isn't bad. We're still having people that are, I just had someone about 3 weeks ago come to me, and whenever she told me her interest rate, we could still save her money. Like her interest rate on her new loan she's about to close on is going to be less than her interest rate that she was paying. So that just goes to show we saw these rates before. It's not anything new. It's just not the 2% that everybody was seeing for a while.
Right.
Millennials and Gen Zs.
I'm a millennial, by the way. I would just like to update everyone.
Okay,
I
were
did
you
Google it. Yes. So it's 1996 is whenever the new.
That's the cutout. I thought maybe you were the end, but you're close there.
Yeah.
So
So I'm not sure how I feel about that because all the blame falls.
Do you know about that? Like certain hotels that they're making the rooms smaller because millennials like to get together and gather. They're making like the social rooms like areas where you can go down and sit in the lobby and stuff. They're making those bigger. There's a lot of hotels that are designed for millennials now because you guys don't.
Well, here's what amazes me.
Wait, they say that we like small spaces.
You like to congregate. You like to congregate.
Like you would rather go out and hang out like downstairs or in the lobby and hang out with people and you know what I mean.
Then have everybody up in your room.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then,
yes.
And then in your room you just go there to sleep.
Yes. So
say
you get out of my space.
There you go.
I think though this society confuses Gen Z with millennials a lot.
Yeah.
Because it's like millennials aren't getting the bad draft. Like we're in our mid-30s, almost 40s, trying to make ends meet. It's Gen Z that you want that's partying on the beach, leaving a mess.
Yes.
Like, come on, people. I've been working for the last 15, 20 years.
All the blame falls on millennials.
Yes.
Like it's like those darn millennials, and
Well,
it's
I
like
haven't heard anything negative. I just heard that they were, they actually
I'm like,
designed some of
people.
the hotel motels, Holiday Inn. I have to say that. Sorry.
You know what, though? Honestly, each generation has its strengths.
yeah.
And that's the thing.
And everybody tries to give thunder or whatever to a certain generation, but no, I just thought it was interesting to hear the different.
Not me. We went our spontaneous trip to Gatlinburg. We
Yeah.
talked about this Tuesday. Our hotel room. Usually we do a suite because we have 3 kids that we throw with us. But like this one, we did the 2 queen beds and then the couch fold out. And usually that's very tight. This room was so big, and it was so nice.
Oh, good for you.
Anyway,
Yeah.
This hotel did not listen to the millennials, by golly.
It had probably been, but it wasn't maybe a
It
newer.
was kind of a newer one, I think.
well,
So I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe because I know families come to Gatlinburg.
I'm
I
not
don't
complaining.
know. But I know that there's some of the different ones they said that were more built around the millennials and their lifestyles because they'd rather stay out and hang out with their friends and then go to bed. Like they don't really care about a big room.
Yeah.
Give me a place that
Well,
Sorry, back
so
to
that's my thing. Rates are raising. Like there's no, we pride ourselves on you see what you get. There's no bait and switch here. There's no you see what you get. It is what it is. We'll tell you whether it's good news, bad news, hard news, you know.
Right.
And sometimes, you know, I've made this comment many times. Sometimes I wish I were a quitter. I'm not a quitter. Sometimes to my own detriment. But
Really?
you know,
No, it's good. And and one thing,
I
and I
wish.
do got to
Sometimes
go
I
back
wish.
over for maybe for those that missed it a few weeks ago. Dennis said, he said what's coming down, what's going to be happening. He kind of because you guys in the financial world, you stay up with it. But he said, things are not, don't be scared, don't
Yeah.
hoard. He goes, okay, you have to adjust your lifestyle
Yes.
a little bit. You know what I mean? Be
Yes.
adjusting because you are going to have these higher prices.
Don't
We've
be
seen
house
this.
poor.
Yes.
But you know what? Enjoy. Get your money's worth out of your mortgage.
Yeah,
I love that.
Get your money's worth out of your mortgage. You're paying a mortgage. Like that's
And I heard
become
someone
my
say that
excuse.
yesterday. We're staying home, we're enjoying our home, and we learned that during COVID, remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
And, we learned that that's important to do.
Yeah.
And, or just take those little staycations or little,
Yeah.
little breaks and stuff. But for anybody that wants to purchase a home or if you find a home,
Yeah.
it would be sad for somebody who's been waiting for a home and who falls in love with a home and then is scared because of these interest rates.
Well, and here's what I'm going to say too. If you have been pre-approved at any time in the last 6 months, and I don't care if that's with us or with another lender or whatever, you need to call. If you have not talked to them, you need to call and update your pre-approval and see what you are now pre-approved for. Because if 6 months ago you were looking at $220,000,
Mm-hmm.
you may not be approved for that now because rates have gone up, which
Yeah.
means your house payment has gone up. So you need to take the responsibility to keep track of your pre-approval. We try our best to follow up with our leads, but when we're still fighting for deals to close and we're busy with that, I'm not the best at following up with my pipeline.
Well, is it okay? So let's say that a person did this 6 months ago with you, okay? Which I suggest. I just want to say I endorse you 100%. I think you're
Okay.
wonderful, and Krista, you too. I think you guys explain things, and I think the attention to detail. I love that, and we just talked about that before the show. Remember on things.
Yes.
When somebody goes above and beyond, I love that, and going to bat for that person and seeing what
She
avenues,
can
what.
buy the hot girl summer pool. She's buying it.
That's exactly right. She's gonna find it. So she's gonna hunt for that. So anyway, definitely. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, okay, in that, so let's say that somebody did do this with you 6 months ago, either one of you, then you tell them to come back and
You need to refresh
okay.
and make sure you're not looking.
Is that gonna hurt their credit?
No, because, well, if it's been 6 months, you're going to have to re-pull credit anyway.
I know, but like, does that hurt your? You remember how sometimes we talk
Yes,
about
but
that?
typically, okay, so if I pulled your credit and it's expired, then typically what I'll say is, hey, when we talked, your score was a 712. Has anything changed on here? Because and if you say no, it should all be close to the same. I'm not going to re-pull credit. I'm going to say, okay, well, using what I have. Now, if you make an offer, you need to call me because I will need to re-pull before you're ready to make an offer to make sure we're okay. But I can still pull pricing and stuff based on that old report.
Okay.
Because I know there's not a lot of houses out there right now. But, okay, if I had you at 225, listen, we need to revisit this because rates have doubled.
Yeah.
You need to really be looking around the 160, 170.
Yeah.
Now, what about those that are not like a fixed income, like those? What are they called? Like when they are not fixed income. Sorry, fixed rate. Like when
An
the rate.
adjustable
Yeah,
rate.
adjustable rate. Do you do those too? And
Our office does adjustable rates. Yes.
do they make you nervous?
I hate them.
Because what's the pros and the cons?
That's another show, Becky.
That is.
That is
And they
another show.
can
We
be
can talk about
beneficial.
that next Thursday.
I'd love to do that.
They do have some beneficial. The only time that I personally endorse an adjustable rate is if you're going to be in the home short term.
Okay.
Like we did one, the lady was working on the bridge. She was part of that bridge crew, wasn't planning on even being here for more than 5 years, and then because of her job gets transferred and changes work. That makes sense.
Yeah.
If hey, I'm doing this, but I'm planning on paying it off, that makes sense. I don't hate them. I'm not against them in general. I just think they're very risky. And as a first-time home buyer, which is what the majority of my people are, I do a lot with first-time home buyers.
All right. Well, let's put it.
We'll bookmark that. We'll talk about that next.
And
That'll be a good one.
And next week we will be broadcasting from the Washington County Fair. So up at the fair, that'll be fun.
Do they have lemon shake-ups this early?
I don't think so. But let me tell you what. if they have the cinnamon rolls going, they.
Cinnamon rolls.
You never had the cinnamon rolls? Oh.
What was that face of disgust?
Oh.
You've never had the cinnamon
Oh
rolls?
no! I mean,
You know
I'm
who's
sad
not
for you.
disgusting? Our fabulous sponsors.
I know. Look who keeps us on task. But anyway, so we're going to be broadcasting from the Washington County Fair. So we will pick that. That'll be a fun. That'll be.
Yeah,
I'm
we'll talk
interested to
about
hear that.
arms
Yeah,
up there.
that's going to be awesome. All right, let's thank our sponsors.
Walmart, Middleview Healthcare, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Upland, Celebrity Home Loans LLC, NMLS 227765, and MLSConsumerAccess.org. We are an equal housing lender. Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn, and Fox Burley Wealth Management.
Yay! Thank you to our great sponsors. Thank you, Celebrity Home Loans in the house, and thank you, ladies, and a fun morning. Good information.
Yes, fun morning.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.